Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Top Cut. I am Josue Crims-Rojano, and with me are Michael Pramawat, Ben Potter, Drew Holton, and Kyle Puka Sukovic. We're all here. This is our post-Nationals, pre-Worlds edition of the Top Cut. We're doing these things once a month now, or give or take. So even though they're a little bit rare, we do get a lot more information in, and hopefully you guys will be able to benefit from what we have to say. Before we get started, I do want to let you guys all know that we were all at Nationals, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the national championships. Then we're going to be doing a Worlds draft, kind of like what we did for Nationals, but we're going to be doing it for the Worlds participants. And finally, we're going to be taking all of your guys' questions. So if any one of you four can actually link them to the Facebook page, and you guys are more than welcome to ask any questions you guys have there. It's kind of just to get you guys all prepared, and hopefully we'll have an enjoyable Worlds. So I guess we'll get started with Potter. How did your Nationals go? And also, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me back on the show. Well, Nationals went pretty well for me the first 3 rounds. I won all 3 games. I played against my fellow draft pick, Jason Kozinski. I was able to best him. I got 4 energy on the field turn 1. It's pretty sweet. Didn't use Night Spear though. Used Junk Hunt. Thanks to bicycles. And then after that, I went on kind of a losing streak, and I lost 3 in a row. And then after that, I finally won a game, and the curse was lifted. I won a game after losing at Nationals. That has never happened before, but it happened. So next year there'll be no streaks, no curse. Just playing, and I dropped at 4-4, but I had a lot of fun, and I met a lot of cool people.
Yeah, that's a bummer. You usually have a really strong Swiss run at Nationals, and this year was, I guess, the exception.
Oh yeah, definitely. I played Darkrai with 2 Enhanced Hammer, and out of my 8 games, I didn't play Enhanced Hammer 1 time, so that didn't go well. But other than that, still had fun. Looking forward to next year and the World's LCQ.
So you will be at the World Championships this in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Oh yeah, and you're going to be LCQing?
Oh yeah, I'm going to win.
All right. I guess that leads into my next question. Do you plan on picking yourself later tonight?
We'll see. I haven't decided. There's a bunch of draft plans that I have, but there's only one winning strategy, and it depends on what my fellow competitors pick as their picks.
And you did recently change your nickname, or actually let go of your nickname. So do you have a new team name planned for this draft?
Yeah, I got a new team name.
All right, can't wait to hear about it. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Drew, we'll skip you for a second. Woo! We're gonna go with Kyle. Kyle, what's up?
Hi.
What's
How's it going?
Good. How about you?
I'm good, thanks.
How's the milk in Wisconsin, Kyle?
It's pretty consistent, I like it.
It's good to hear.
Consistently awful. Woo!
How'd you know?
I don't know.
Have you ever been to Wisconsin?
I have.
I have. The milk in Wisconsin was pretty delicious.
We stopped at a gas station as soon as we got there, bought
milk.
some brand milk, and it was delicious. I felt energized.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody
Yeah,
does
it'll do
milk
that.
better than Wisconsin. All right, Kyle, how'd your national championships go?
I'd say it went pretty well. I mean, going into the weekend, I was not expecting to do very well. It just hasn't been too great of a season for me outside of city championships. But, hey, I guess things worked out. I ended up making top 16 at U.S. Nationals, which is kind of depressing, honestly, when you make it to top 16 and then lose. Because if you win the next round, you get an invite to Worlds in top 8. So I thought my weekend was just going to be like a continuation of my season where it's like, well, you got this close, but sorry, not this year. But then the last chance tournament on Sunday, I made it through to the top, whatever I needed, top 16, I think. And so I got enough points to qualify for Worlds, and I will be playing in the World Championships in a few weeks. So all in all, things went really well, and I met a lot of cool people, had a really fun weekend, and overall it was just a great weekend.
Yeah, seriously, talk about a roller coaster for you. Luckily, the roller coaster ended up in, on that high note where you're just willing, or you're just dying to come back down, I guess. But I guess that's a bad analogy.
Yeah, because you want to go down. It's a roller coaster. Going down is fun.
Well, typically his
Luckily, the roller coaster stalled at the top, and I didn't get to enjoy the ride I paid for.
But yeah, I mean, I guess luckily for you, the roller coaster did stall at the top, and
I think you just need to move on
Need to
to a
let
new
go of this
analogy.
analogy, man.
Just move on.
I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I don't want to call it an LCQ because that's not what it was. What was it called? The last chance qualifiers? Oh,
Last chance for the championship.
Points.
LCP, I guess.
It really was a last chance qualifier for a lot of people.
LCCP.
It really was, and even though it might not have had the title, it was it was do or die for a lot of people. Had you not qualified through that LCPP or whatever, you wouldn't have. There's a chance that you might not have actually decided to make the flight to Vancouver, right?
Yeah, I really wasn't planning on going to Worlds this year, but I guess things worked out.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess we can all, every one of us, including the viewers, be very thankful for your good run there at that LCPP. That's what we'll call it.
LCCP.
LCCP, then that's what we'll call it. And yeah, I'm happy for you. I'm happy that your deck did as well as it did, and when it counted. And you actually we made a video of your deck afterwards, and it's on our site, correct? Or is it just on YouTube?
It's on both.
Cool. So it is on our site. So if you guys want to check out what Kyle ran at Nationals, and if you guys want to add that to your playtesting gauntlet,
Yeah, it's a real surprise deck. I gotta say, I don't think anyone expected it.
Yeah, I know it came out of left field and it did what it had to do, right? No, I actually played Plasma, so that's a joke. But yeah,
Wow,
I'm glad.
thanks.
Wow.
You must think very lowly of our viewers.
Anyways, do you have a new team name plan for your World Championship draft?
Oh man, it's a primetime Pukas. We're sticking with it.
All right, the Primetime Pukas, my two biggest enemies, my two arch enemies rolled into one. It's awesome. All right, Pram, how about you? How'd your Nationals go?
It was like a roller coaster. You started. No, it was all right. I had a good time. Met a lot of new people, so that was cool. The tournament didn't go so hot. I was 7-2 or 6-2 going into the last round, and unfortunately, I did not win my last round at Nationals. Missed cut at 67th in my pod, and I was feeling kind of down. But then I needed 200 points for the last chance championship points, and I did it. I went through 7 people, had to play all my games, and it was a rough ride, but I got there and got my 200 points I needed to qualify for Worlds.
Unreal. That's an incredible run right there. Yeah, that lucky keychain here has really pulled off some miracles that tournament. What did you have? Like, what memorable moments did you have of Nationals this time around?
Honestly, the highlight or the highest was probably just winning that final game in the championship qualifier.
What kind of a question is that? What is the highlight of Pram's trip? Of course, it's just winning. All right. Like, he
I
doesn't
didn't need the
remember anything
highlight.
else.
I remember other things. I remember.
He remembers losing in Nationals and then winning in this tournament.
I mean, like in terms of like how the event went, it was winning. Was the highlight. I mean, I was cracking grins every time I heard you guys on the over in the speakers, but.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's what we're getting to next.
I felt kind of bad because I was playing at the same time, so my opponents would just randomly see me smiling. Like I was just like I'm gonna get you, but I was actually just going, yeah, those are my boys.
I guess that is another question. I might as well ask you now. Did you actually get to listen to the live commentary?
On and off. When I had some downtime between rounds on Sunday, I got to listen to you guys, and
Cool.
I liked what I heard, but then I had to go play. So
Yeah, I mean, obviously winning the LCFP or
you can't. You don't.
LCCP.
LCCP.
Where'd the F come from?
The JLMZ tournament.
Yeah,
The Pokemon XY tournament.
I'll get it one of these times, man. I promise. All right. So, anyways, yeah, obviously that's at the top of the priority list, and I'm glad you actually, managed to pull it off too. That's an incredible run by the both of you. Obviously, I wish I could say the same for Potter, but not everybody can win these tournaments, I guess. No offense.
Just twist the knife some more.
Just keep shoveling dirt, man.
Not everyone can get there, right?
But yeah, what did you think about the move by TPCI to actually incorporate commentary this time around?
It was a great move. I heard all positive reviews from people who got to watch it live. Everyone enjoyed it, and I had a good time watching it, like when I could. Yeah, it was a good move. The only like the bad downside to I guess there was just so much to do in the morning that because it's an event that you're just there for all week, right? So
Yep.
you're going to bed late, real late, and then you're waking up real early. So I was very sleep deprived by the end of it, even though I tried to get as much sleep as I could.
And you're telling me and Drew had to be up at what 6:30 in the morning on Sunday?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Or I think we had to be there. I can't remember. We had to be up really early.
Yeah,
And that's 3:30 in the morning for me because I'm from the West Coast. So I was sitting there going oh, where am I? What am I doing?
But other than that, other than the lack of sleep I had, it was a good event.
Yeah, I think the
Alright.
only real bad decision they did the whole weekend was they didn't play all of Swiss day one. They actually cut out the last 2 rounds for day 2, which instead of just playing those 2 extra rounds day 1, we had to come back at 8 a.m. the next morning and play the last 2 Swiss rounds. That was just bad. Otherwise, it was fine.
Yeah. Now, was day 2 shorter or longer than it could have been? How did you feel about day 2?
Well, day 2 it was supposed to cut down to the finals. That's what they were originally planning to do, and then that didn't even happen. They cut down to the top 4, and they made the top 4 guys come back the next morning. So it seemed like their scheduling was a little off. I think they did it because of the Professor Cup, but it really took a toll on everybody. You should really just finish Swiss. You shouldn't make people come back for the last 2 rounds, because for example, someone like Ben who was X in 3 heading into day 2. Making someone like that come back where he can only make it if he crosses his fingers and wins his last 2 rounds. He has to come back at 8 a.m. It's just kind of a pain. So
That was rough.
Yeah. So I think that was kind of bad. They should not do that next year. But maybe there were just some scheduling conflicts. I don't know.
Yeah, they were just trying to. There was just so much for them to do that there just simply wasn't enough time. So they just had to wake up earlier. It's the only option they had, I guess.
I guess I can tell you that obviously they did their best when it came to that, but the scheduling is just really difficult, dude. I actually, I had firsthand sight of it, and it's very difficult to pull off, especially when you don't have when you've never done it before. When you've never actually tried that schedule before. So, obviously you're gonna have to expect some sort of rough spots here and there, but hopefully they do fix it.
Oh yeah. That's just me nitpicking though. But overall, the event was great. But I was just my only concern. I was just I'm very sleep deprived. But other than that, I was okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you. And I guess this is the part where I say that Drew and I both commentated at U.S. Nationals this time around. It was an incredible experience, and I'll let Drew tell his side of the story first. But that is what happened. We were told a week in advance or something like that.
It's
Week and a half.
Friday. The Friday
Yeah.
before or something? That's crazy.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on going to nationals, and then all of a sudden they give me that email. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And that's all they had to do is, give me a reason to actually go. And the moment they did, I was in it. Couldn't be more, happy for what happened. But Drew, go ahead and give your side of the story real quick.
All right, so the Friday before, I'm sitting at work. I get this email, and it's from Pokemon. They're like, "Hey, you want to commentate nationals?" I was like, "All right." So that's how late it was, the planning. I was getting ready to train my Pokemon video game team because I couldn't play in the actual TCG side. So they saved me. They saved me from humiliation. So I was ready, man. I was about to pull the trigger. I was going to buy a video game and everything.
Oh, man, you didn't even have the video game.
You could have just borrowed. You probably could have just showed up and borrowed a team.
Yeah.
Blow the dust off his DS.
Yeah. Time to go.
Can we still use blue version?
No, how about yellow?
I think I got
Nope.
silver, man.
Wait. I got the reprint. Fire red. Yeah, that's the one.
Might have fire red.
Oh man, I definitely have the
Alright.
gold one somewhere. But go ahead, Dirk, keep going.
So, I think we didn't have anything until rehearsals like Thursday night or something or Friday. Was it? I don't even know. Saturday even. So we had like the opposite schedule of everyone else. Everyone else played on like Friday, Saturday. We didn't do anything those days. We were hanging out, but we were super busy on Saturday and Sunday. And I thought it went really well. We got to see a lot of behind the scenes stuff from Pokemon that you just don't get to see. You get to see Big Dave bossing everyone around. It was a good time. I'm
Oh,
glad they
yeah.
did it. I hope they bring us back for Worlds. It's 2 weeks from Worlds. I don't know. So we'll see.
Absolutely. Yeah, the experience itself was incredible. Like for them to just like send me a random email. Actually, you know what? I'll tell you the truth. I didn't actually. That's an email that I don't choose. That I don't ever like check. So you
Yeah.
like. Yeah, you going like, oh man, they emailed me, like made me go like, oh, I panicked like crazy. I was like looking everywhere. I took like 4 different emails and then I realized I'm like, wait a minute, it's probably the one that I have on my Pokemon.com account. And I had to like dig
Go
up that
figure.
password. Yeah, exactly. I was like, how don't they know my personal email? What's wrong? But yeah, but eventually I dug up that password and sure enough there was that email right there. And oh man, I mean obviously my eyes shined up real quick and all I had to do was work out the details with them. As soon as they did, I was in, man. I was dying to go and commentate. And the actual commentating experience was really cool. Drew didn't really go into too much detail about that, but there was 4 of us there. Us two, Jay Witz, you know, the YouTube personality, and then there was also Dylan Mayo, who's a member of TPCI. He's like a member of their R&D team. So all 4 of us, we kind of like switched spots on and off, and Drew and I actually were lucky enough to be the 2 people chosen to do the Masters finals, which was a great experience. Partnering up with my buddy over there, and you know, for the main event. But yeah, just a great time. Like we had technical difficulties on Sunday with the juniors. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was the very first one that we actually did the live commentary for, like where people could actually hear us while we were doing it. And I mean, there was a lot of issues, but these things happen, and they fixed them for seniors and for masters. So everything was perfect at that point. Couldn't be happier. I really do hope they bring us back. If not for Worlds, then for a future event, but whichever. I'd love to do it again. So that was a great experience. I don't know if Potter or Kyle got to watch it, but I hope that you guys did, and I hope you guys liked it. I mean, I don't know. This is where you guys say yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we loved it.
I enjoyed it. I learned a lot of things. How to count for chorus. I learned Ryan Sablehouse is a teenager from the Midwest. Lots of useful information.
Why are you calling me out on that, man?
I watched it.
No, it was good outside. I facepalmed when you talked about Ryan, though. I was like, oh, no.
All right,
This
I
guy,
have a funny
he's
story
trying
about
so
that.
hard, but oh, no.
I have a funny story about that, just because it's silly. Dave Schwimmer is really helpful this entire time, right? Like he's so accommodating. He's telling us, you know what, if you guys need this, you guys need that, just tell me, I'll get it for you guys. And I'm like this close to asking him for Ryan's information because I know Edmund really well. Edmund is from the SoCal area, and I'm just really happy that I can cover him because I know his backstory like the back of my hand. But then you get to Ryan Sablehouse, and even though I'm pretty good buddies with him, I like him a lot, and I do like his brother a lot too. So, but we're not close. Like I don't actually know their details, but I'm like this close to asking about Ryan Sablehouse's age, where he's from, and everything like that. But I decide not to because I take a look at Ryan's. I literally take a look at Ryan right before I talk to Schwimmer. I'm like this close to asking Schwimmer for this information now. I look at Ryan, and I'm like, oh, this kid's a teenager. You know, I know he's from the Midwest, and I go like, no, never mind, never mind, Dave, it's cool, it's no big deal, and I go ahead and and use my little line that I had planned up, and oh man, did I hear about that afterwards? It was funny, it was good stuff.
I was like, teenager, I played against Ryan at Nationals in 2008, and he was a master. I'm like, pretty sure that means he's at least 20. I'm pretty sure he's of legal drinking age.
So, Ryan, if you are of legal drinking age, yeah, I'll take you out for a beer sometime. Make it
I
up.
think he turned like 21 around the time of nationals.
Yeah. Oh man, I dropped the ball on that one. I dropped the ball on the Colress thing too, but hey, everybody does that, man. Seriously,
Well,
that Colress thing, it's not easy. It is.
yeah,
not
I
easy.
know. You gotta count
Like, oh,
one.
he's drawing 8. Oh, wait, no, it's 9. Oh, well, apparently
It's
it's 10.
10. I just
I
like
saw
throw my
someone-
pen up in the air.
I saw someone in the crowd stand up and go like this at me. I was like, all right, something's wrong. Must be fun.
Oh, and for the juniors match, it was so funny. Me and Dylan are commentating that one, and we can't see the monitor unfortunately because it's at a poor angle. And not only is it a poor angle, but it's also got like a really bad color scheme to it. You can't tell what any of the actual Pokemon do. You can tell the trainers, but you can't tell the Pokemon. And he and I are looking at each other because we're also having audio issues and everything like that. We can't hear each other, but that monitor comes around, and we're like, oh man, I really hope I know what these which these Pokemon are. Like, just because they're, I mean, you see a black card because these are all full art, Thundurus and all that stuff. So we're saying this is a full art Lugia, and this entire match we're like commentating this Pokemon as if it's a Lugia because it looks like a Lugia to us. I honestly believe that. And then some little kid, couldn't be more older than 10 years old, runs up to me like while
Or he's 15 or 17. Who knows?
he runs up to me maybe 5 minutes later, and he's like, "It's not Lugia, it's not Lugia," and it was embarrassing more than anything to have this young kid correct me. But it was funny, and eventually we do see a Lugia later on in the game, and we're like, "Oh, okay, I guess that's the Lugia." But I promise it wasn't because I didn't recognize the cards; it was just because the issue was going on with the television. But anyways, we got that fixed. I had another funny story for it, but I guess I can't remember it anymore. Anyways, it was a great tournament, great environment. It was good memories. So, that's what it was. You also messed up your Colress immediately afterwards, like on your stream, and you said something like it was a Colress for 7 and it was like a Colress for 9, and I was so happy. I was so relieved. I was like, oh, yes, he is human. These aren't major mistakes. So, like I said, it can happen to anybody. You said it like you said on stream that you Colressed for a 7 or something like that, and it was like a Colress for 9. I'm just calling you out, man. That's all it is. I'm just calling you out to make myself better.
The active Pokemon don't count, Krim.
I know it doesn't count.
Okay.
That's a Colress for 12. Wow, great card.
But yeah. Anyways, that was the national championships for us. I ended up winning the draft for the national championships by a landslide. It wasn't even close. And Drew ended up losing. He was the big loser. We have a big write-up for it from Kyle, actually. So that's something that you guys are more than welcome to read if you guys want to on our website. And Drew actually is going to be forced to play a deck of my choosing, my 60-card choice, at Battle Roads. That's what we're going to make him do. And I'm going to make him enjoy it. It's going to be a good one.
This is
Better
the most
be a good
brutal
one.
punishment.
Oh, it is brutal. It's actually really brutal. Like, I was debating between making you wear like a pony hat, where those where it's like one of those Halloween costumes where you look like a pony. Between that or the brutal thing, and I decided to go all out. I decided to go all out, man. So enjoy your deck in a couple of months or in a month or so.
It better be good.
It's gonna be like rotated cards.
So you get 4 Roselia, but no Roserades. No grass
It's gonna
either.
have to be playable. I mean, it's gonna have to at least give him a shot to win a round or something like that, right? But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It should be fun. And I'll make you actually record a couple of those games too. I mean, because there's no point if the viewers can't enjoy it.
Yeah, we'll see. I still think we should go double down on Worlds. I'm bringing it home.
man.
The Nature's Boys are bringing it home.
No, the Nature Boys are not bringing it home. Matter of fact, the Nature Boys are probably gonna have to do another thing after Worlds is over. The Nature Boys, man. Poor fella.
I just thought of a real good punishment for losing.
Oh, save it for Worlds.
Yeah.
Save it for Worlds. We'll do that. So yeah. Anyways, that was Nationals. Plasma Blast coming out next week. That's gonna be cool. That's gonna be awesome. Pre-releases are starting next week for that. The Top Cut Invitational. Before we get to the Worlds Draft portion, I do want to talk about the Top Cut Invitational, and I'm actually gonna let Kyle talk about it because my mouth's a little dry. Go ahead, Kyle.
All right, so every year we do the Top Cut Invitational. This is our 3rd annual tournament. We started it in 2011. We're going to be trying to stream the event. Still promised on the internet. We're trying to work out all the technical difficulties and stuff. I'm very optimistic that we'll be able to stream it, but We got 8 great players together. This year we decided to kind of throw out the old cast and bring in a brand new one to keep the tournament fresh. So we have 8 players. They're going to be. We brought back Sugiyoshi Yamato since he did win the tournament last year. We always invite last year's champion. And then we have the world champion and the U.S. national champion every year as well. So we got Igor from Portugal, and then we have Edmund from California. And then we also have the 2 runners-up from Worlds and Nationals. So we got Harrison Levin, and then we also have Ryan Sablehouse. And we've also invited Jay Hornung, and then we got Jay Witz in there, which should be really exciting. I'm actually pretty pumped to see him play in the tournament. And then we left the last spot up to a vote, which was won by Sammy Sakum, so he'll be back this year as well. So it should be a really interesting tournament. It should be a lot of fun. This is my favorite event of the year. It was a lot of fun last year. It's just, I don't know, something about it that's really exciting. People always gather around to watch it. It feels like just a real community event, but it's also like very high level. These are just incredible players, and we'll be commentating, streaming it. Videos will go up, and I can't wait for it. So I'm really excited. This is just kind of our way of getting back to the community every year.
Now, we do have a lot of ways or a lot of things that we can actually talk about when it comes to the Top Cut Invitational this year. But let's focus on the actual voting process that we had this time around. We decided to put 5 people up for a vote to see who would take the 8th spot. And it did have some controversy involved because, I mean, honestly, when you include so many new players, you have to actually take a lot of older players out of the equation. So Sammy Sakum and Jason Klaczynski were both included into this year's draft, or not draft, but vote. Both of them had been in both the first and the second annual event. So for at least one of them to miss this one was already heartbreaking enough for a lot of fans. But then you include David Cohen, who, by any means should have actually won the tournament last year, and he was an incredibly nice guy, and he decided to play a very fair game against Sugiyoshi Yamato, and Sugiyoshi actually ended up winning this time around. So Yamato was the one that got invited back, but David Cohen actually got a spot in the voting process. And then not only that, but we also had 2 fan favorites in Gino Lombardi and Ross Cawthon. So it was a really, really, really stacked 5-man race, and you can tell that from the beginning. Like at the very beginning, Jason actually popped up and he took off in the lead. Like he was ahead by something like double the votes from the next person. But Gino actually made a really big, really strong push at the beginning. Gino actually came up to actually be in the lead at one point. And then once the actual voting really started to kick in, you saw Sammy Sakum come from 5th place and take over the lead. And he was in the lead for a couple of days. And until Ross actually, on the second to last day, ended up taking him over. And Ross was in the lead. And finally, Sammy made one final push, and he ended up taking it all down. But Ross ended up taking 2nd place. Jason Klaczynski took 3rd place. And then you had David Cohen and finally Gino Lombardi. But it was a really, really close race, and I'm telling you, there was a lot of edgy moments here and there, and it was exciting to see. It was exciting to actually see the community gather behind certain players, and there was players lobbying for votes left and right. And at the end of the day, only one person could come out victorious and take that 8th spot. But I'm telling you, all 5 of those guys are really deserving, and I really hope that we have that. We have them each at one point or another, and in the future.
I just want to say, all these guys are very deserving to play in the tournament. It's not like we're snubbing them or anything. We all recognize how good they are, and that's why they got a spot in the voting process in the first place. Unfortunately, there's only 8 spots. This tournament runs right after Worlds, so we don't have much time. Honestly, even with 8 players, this tournament runs till midnight, past midnight. So there's not enough time to do more than 8 players. We're going to try to incorporate these guys in the tournaments in the future, especially David, since we do feel like he deserves a spot after what happened last year. But yeah, I mean, we can only pick 8 people. We decided to go with the new cast this year, and hopefully we can keep running this every year, and we'll get all these guys a shot at some point.
Yeah, from the voting alone and from the actual lobbying of votes, you could tell that the community all actually gets really excited about this event, and rightfully so. I mean, if I wasn't a part of this event, I would be just as excited as everybody else to actually just view it. Last year, I got to sit at home and watch all the matches, and I'm telling you, I was jumping up and down and screaming and fist pumping every time something major happened. I'm not even exaggerating either. I really was. Like I remember lying on my bed with my laptop on my chest, and then all of a sudden, I think Dave, I can't remember, but like, I think it was the Yamato versus Yuta match, and there was a tropical wind. Is that what it was called?
Yeah,
Tropical
tidal wave. Tropical tidal wave.
Tropical tidal wave. Yeah, it was played. I just jump up and I like grab my laptop and I'm like staring at it while I'm like, on my feet, just going like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is actually happening. But there was a lot of exciting.
That card's like a stick of dynamite when it hits a table. It's like, someone's gonna get blown up here.
It was, there's a lot of exciting moments that happen in pretty much all of these events, and this year's Top Cut Invitational can be an exception. I can't wait to see it, and I hope all of you guys can't wait to see it. Let's run through the players really quick. Obviously, we're gonna have other write-ups, but I really do want to run through the players before we get into the draft because I want to give this the Invitational, the time it deserves, because I really hope you guys are all looking forward to this event. So Potter, we'll let you take any one person you want to cover. Go ahead.
Like one of the players.
Yes, one of the players.
Okay, I'll take Jay Whitson. He definitely seems like the black sheep of this tournament. He really stands out as like, he hasn't been like a super uber winner, of any major tournament or gotten second in any major tournament in the last few years. But I know this guy's a good player. He got top 8 at Worlds in 2011. He's won regionals before, and he does a lot for the Pokemon community. His videos are great. Like, I started watching those videos in 2009, 10 when I started playing, and I'm really looking forward to see how well he plays, and I think he'll do a good job.
Yeah, he's a very underrated player. You could tell just by by a lot of the high level players' perception of him. They believe that he's just in there because he's a big popular guy, but they really don't expect a lot out of him. And I beg to differ, and I think you do too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think he's gonna do great.
All right, now Drew, you get the next pick. You can pick any one of the remaining 7 players.
Man, you're killing me. I don't know any of these scrubs.
You don't know Yamato?
I'll go with Jay. Jay is just a very
Hornet, by the way.
consistent player. Yeah, Jay Hornet kind of reminds me of Tom Dolezal a little bit. They're both very consistent. They do well, it seems, at every event they enter. Jay, I think, like 2007 Nationals, he came in second. That'd be the first time he came on my radar, I would say. But since then, he's done really, really well. I think he top forward NAS last year, I want to say. He lost to Nance in a really close game. And then he top forward Worlds as well, which is kind of heartbreaking. You top forward 2 huge events and to not come away with the victory is tough. But I think he also
he's
top
the king in
forward
third
a
place.
previous Worlds as well. So a ton of pot finishes from Jay. I think he might be one of the favorites.
Jay's other top 4 was against Steven Silvestro, wasn't it? Or am I thinking? Yeah, it was. Had to be. It was like I think Steven
2009,
Silvestro. Yeah, Steven Silvestro beat him, and then he beat Sammy in the finals, if I remember correctly. So I mean, Jay's had a really, really strong, I guess, career. But the thing is, Jay's never actually won one of these events. Jay's never actually, taken home the W, and that's honestly what matters to a lot of the high, the high level pros or high level players, where you can get so close, and instead of being happy about taking top 4 multiple times, you're just sitting there going like, man, if only I would have top decked that one time, or if only my opponent hadn't top decked that one time, what could have been. And to see Jay actually have an opportunity to actually have a big win, he's playing against only other seven. Let me try that one more time. He's playing against only 7 other players, but the difference is that these 7 other players are incredibly high leveled. Every one of these players can win, and Jay knows that. I'm sure that Jay's looking forward to this event, but I'm also sure that he feels like this is one of his opportunities to really take home a big win. So you're right that Jay is very consistent. He's a lot like Tom Dolezal, but he's also like Tom Dolezal in that.
Yeah.
That's
The same
State
player. I predict the 4th place finish out of him.
all right.
It's gotta
Mike,
be
what about
third. He
you?
always takes third.
Third, all right.
What about you, Mike?
Let's see. I'm gonna take Edmund, so you don't have anyone to cover.
Joke's on you. I'm not covering anybody, buddy.
Oh, you're gonna. We'll make you. Edmund's coming off of the U.S. NAS win. He's been running hot. You know, if you watch the on the bubble did an interview with him. So if you watch that, you know, he said he was running hot. I think the hot streak's going to continue. You know, he's just going to run hot through Worlds, and he's going to run hot through the Top Cut Invitational, and it's just going to be like
You win all three?
he's going to win all three.
All three.
He's
The
gonna,
triple crown.
he's going to get the triple
The
crown.
triple crown.
That would
Incredible.
be incredible.
Oh, in his last season too, man. Like you can't forget to mention that.
He's
That's
going out with a
incredible.
bang. He's going out with a bang. He's running hot.
What's incredible about Edmund is that I'm telling you guys, he did not even plan on playing this season at all. Like he was like, all right, I'm done. But we all have those, those juices flowing in us where we're just thinking, we want to have one last shot, one last opportunity. And guess what? His last opportunity actually led to a win. Like, I mean, it was a win at one of the largest tournaments ever in the game, at U.S. Nationals 2013. Incredible run by the guy. I couldn't be happier for him. He really is one of my buddies. And just to know that he said, "Oh, dude, this is it. This is my last tournament." Like, I think it was on Thursday that I saw him first, or Friday. He was like, "Oh, this is my last tournament. This is, I'm done with Pokemon." So it was nice knowing you, etc. He said our goodbyes or anything like that. But then next thing you know, I'm covering the guy in the finals. So that was incredible, and to see him actually win was just unreal. So
He had 16 play points. You need 15 to play in National
exactly, he only played in 2 battle roads. The rest were from leagues.
League. Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. 2 battle roads, and the rest were just from attending league with his buddies. So the guy's got an incredible story. He really does. And I'm excited to see him not only at Worlds, but at the Invitational. He's one of those players that's very underrated, but he also hasn't played a lot this year, so you have to keep that in mind.
All you need is to run hot.
Yeah, exactly. And he's got that attitude about him where he's just like, "Oh, I just got to run hot. I'm running hot, baby." Like he's not full of himself like other players his age might be or anything like that. He's sitting there going like, "Dude, I'm a lucky guy." He's a lot like Pram, except for Pram actually has that not only am I lucky, I'm also the best player in the world mentality. So if you take the best player in the world mentality out of him, he's a lot like Pram.
That's why he's so good.
He admits that he's getting incredibly lucky at times. He jokes about his misplay all the time, where he actually ultra balled his hand down to 1 card, which was a Gothitelle, thinking that there was actually a Tropical Peach in play, and there wasn't. So he just has to pass with a 1-card hand, and eventually, by eventually, I mean the very next turn he top decks a Juniper. So he admits that he was incredibly lucky to actually win, but pretty much you need to have that kind of luck to actually win these tournaments. So I'm excited to see him play as well. And Kyle, please take over the next 2, actually.
Give me 2?
No,
Give me
You're really
2.
not gonna talk about anyone, are you?
no,
Like
Craig,
five,
you got it.
please.
Kyle, only talk about
All
one.
of them.
Only talk
Look,
about
guys,
one.
I know everybody here. I know Yamato. I know Sammy. I know
Yeah.
who are the rest.
Well,
just
kidding.
you got your pick, Kyle. You can do 2, and then let's give Krim 1.
All right, I'll do the ones that you guys probably don't want to cover. First, we'll do Ryan Sablehouse. He was from Florida originally. I think he's in South Carolina right now. This guy's been playing for a really long time. He does extremely well at the the state and regional level pretty much every year. He's won regionals the past 2 years. He's qualified for Worlds a bunch, and he's never really had that breakout performance. And this year was his time. All right, he took second at U.S. Nationals, took it to Game 3. Gothitelle's a pretty bad matchup for Plasma. He just wasn't able to take home the gold. But what a great performance. I mean, 927 players, I think. He took second. This guy is just, he's honestly one of the most consistent players in the game. And he deserves a shot here at this tournament to kind of prove himself. So I'm really excited to see him play. I really do think he's one of the best in the world. And the other one is Harrison Levin, who, Jay is kind of the king of third place. And unfortunately, Harrison is kind of the king of second place so far. He took second place at Worlds last year. Of course, everybody remembers what happened. We don't need to bring that up again. But he also took second place at a regional this year, I think. And he's got tons of championship points. Like, he did extremely well the entire season. And I'm really looking forward to seeing him play too, because I really feel like he is one of the game's kind of rising stars. Last year was his real breakout year, and he's continuing that momentum this year. I actually had to play him at Nationals in top 128. I really feel like if I didn't get lucky against him, he could have gone all the way to the finals given the path he had. But He was unlucky to lose against me. Really, I got pretty lucky. So I really think Harrison is somebody who, I don't want to say he's overlooked, but he's definitely a star that doesn't get enough credit, and I think he's going to have a good tournament here at the Top Gun Invitational.
Yeah, there's a perfect opportunity for him to really get a lot of stream games in, and same thing for Ryan. Well, neither of these players. Well, I guess Ryan does have a stream with his brother, which you guys should all check out whenever you guys can. He streams pretty often, like something like 4 days a week or something like that, and it's just you want to get coverage for these guys because they really are top of the line players. And Harrison lives in an area where we really don't cover very many tournaments, so to see him get some camera time would be a pleasure, obviously. And then we finally have Sammy Sekum, Igor Costa, and Tsukiyoshi Yamada left. Who wants to take Igor? All right, I will.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll take Igor. Igor won the World Championships last year, coming out of pretty much nowhere. I know that he's won Portugal Championships. I want to say once, maybe twice. I'm not. Huh? Four times?
4 times.
Who am I thinking about? Once or twice? Okay, never mind. I apologize. He's won Portugal's national championships 4 times apparently, and the guy's a force. He really is. He played extremely well against Harrison. He played on camera for everybody to watch, and he played an almost flawless game. And I'm just excited to see what he's got in store for all of us here. He again doesn't get very much camera time just because he is from a different country, a different continent even. And it'll be interesting to see how the ex-world champion or last year's world champion does at the Invitational, and also how he does at Worlds. So you really want to keep an eye on Igor here.
Mm-hmm.
Yamato and Sammy are left, guys. Anybody
All right,
can do it.
Krim, you got one more in you.
All right, I'll take Sammy.
I'll go.
All right, go for it.
So, you know, last year, I said my boy Yamato would win, and he was a powerhouse. But this year, it's Sammy Sekum. Sammy Sekum's going to win, and I'm going to talk to you a bit about Sammy. Sammy's from the UK. He's won nationals 5,200 times in the UK. He's an unstoppable force. I don't think he won last year. Did he win this year? Or he got second?
He got second this
He
year.
took second.
He got second. This is a fluke year. He owes me $80. He's gonna win the Top Gun Invitational and hand me my $80.
All right, so Sammy Sekum, obviously, probably, if not considered the best player in the world, he's considered one of the top 2 to top 3 easily. And there's no really arguing this point because he's done so well, not only at his own national championships, but at the world's level. I don't think there's anybody that's ever. I mean, arguably Jason has because he's won 2, but when it comes to consistency, nobody tops Sammy at world's level play. Sammy is not only known for going undefeated at these Swiss events, but he's also known for giving some really deep runs. And he even went as far as to take second place to Steven Silvestro in 2009, was it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, 2009. So
I think he's made top 8 like 5 times, honestly.
yeah, it's incredible. I was looking at the brackets earlier today, just trying to get information on who I might draft, and I kept seeing Sammy Sekum's name over and it was just ridiculous. I was like going oh, did I already see this one? Nope.
Conveniently, Krim has the first pick. How random.
So it's just incredible to actually get to witness Sammy for a third time. I'm very happy that he actually is going to be able to play. The voting process was very difficult, and I would have been happy with any one of these 5. But Sammy's somebody that I'm always interested in watching. He's got a great personality, and he's also an incredible player. So you can always learn a lot from watching his games. Looking forward to him. But I guess there's one guy left. One man. One story left.
Yamato.
Drew.
Yeah, go Drew.
Woo, Holton's got
All
this
right,
one, babe.
we got my man Yamato, who won the first Worlds undefeated, first Pokemon Worlds. He's the man, the myth, the legend. Seems like every year he's playing in Worlds, but most years he's not actually qualified, so he has to actually grind in, which is insane to think about. To grind through every year and then play in Worlds and do well, it's insane.
He actually
he's
barely missed last year, too. He lost to the last round of the LCQ to Aaron Curry.
Oh, heartbreaking.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he was very upset about that. But he won last year. He's the defending Top Cut Invitational champion. He got got some breaks versus David Cohen. David allowed him to take back a move that was crucial. But he's a champ, and he's looking for a repeat. I think he's got to be the favorite. Former world champion. Just the man. You know, there's no other former world champion there. You got Igor. He's the defending champion. I think Yamato's got this. I think we have a 2-time Top Cut Invitational champion.
If these other 7 guys want to be the man, they got to beat the man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
Now, Yamato's somebody that we actually had a lot of hype for. Coming into the first Top Cut Invitational, he's one of the 2 players that we hyped the most as the 2 most legendary players in the game. Him and Jason Klasinski. Now, Yamato actually had a very, very subpar performance in our first Invitational. I believe he went 0-2.
I think so.
Yeah, I believe he went 0-2, and he was the very first one out. So
Took him a year, man. Took him a year.
Yeah. Now, and also at the same time, he also didn't qualify. Wait, no, I'm sorry. This is last year. Last year he didn't qualify for the World Championships, and it looked like it was, it was all downhill for Yamato. It really did. It looked like maybe his glory days were over. Maybe he's got a family now, I believe, and maybe he was just looking towards that part of his life. And he ended up winning the Invitational. He said, "You know what? I'm not washed up yet. I'm going to be able to beat these 7 other top players in this world, and I'm a legend for a reason." Is kind of what he was saying. So the guy definitely earned his right to be back, and I'm excited to watch him play. Just like I am excited to watch the other 7. But Yamato's a legend. He truly is a legend, and there's no arguing that he's the most legendary player left in the game, left in the Invitational. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the people who are like just getting into the Pokemon TCG don't know too much about him, but he really is like one of these big icons of the game. Like this guy, he just kind of has like an aura about him. Like people just kind of gravitate towards him. He's kind of like a showman in some sense. People love watching him play. He always like sits around after Worlds and just plays people nonstop. Like just plays against whoever wants to sit down against him. He's just one of the nicest, friendliest people, and also one of the best players. I mean, I'll never forget that first Worlds, 2004. He just came in and, we kind of thought we were the best. I mean, meaning like the U.S. We all I don't think many of us actually took the Japanese players too seriously. And then they came in, and Yamato, he did not drop a single game, and he went undefeated with that Team Magma deck, and we were just all shocked. And I remember thinking like, man, this guy is just unbeatable. How do we ever compete with that guy? He just had this, I don't know. He just had this aura about him. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't know, swagger, something he's got, but I don't know.
He's got swagger that can even beat Drew Holton, baby.
No,
That's
no.
how.
He beat me too.
Yeah.
He beat me at Worlds 2010. He beat me.
Hey.
Ben knows.
Never
Yeah.
played him.
He's known for being kind of a slow player in tournaments, but the guy knows how to get it done, I guess. And
I lost 1 prize to 0. He was playing Lux Chomp.
I would peg him to be one of the favorites for the tournament.
Absolutely. And you're right that a lot of the newer players don't know very much about him. So hopefully we'll cover just enough of him to be able to really give him the kind of treatment he deserves. And I really hope that the community, even the newer people in the community, really respect him for what he's done for this game and what he's done for a lot of the top name players in this game. A lot of us have learned so much from Yamato and really evolved our thinking from seeing Yamato's early dominance. He not only won that tournament in 2004, but he also top 4'd in 2005. You can't forget that. It's incredible. So I'm looking forward to watching him play, and I'm looking forward to the Top Cut Invitational. That's the 8 players that we've got. We have all 8: Sami Sekum, Sugiyoshi Yamato, Edmund Kuras, Igor Costa, Ryan Sablehouse. Oh, here we go. 2 more. Hold on. 2 more.
Gino Lombardi.
Harrison Levin, and finally, last but not least, I am running out of things that I can say in order to make this not be an awkward pause. Who am I forgetting, guys?
Jay Witz and Hoppip, yo.
Jay Witz and the man himself with his Hoppip. You're right. That is our 8th man. He is... Oh, and Jason. Oh, and Jay. Jay Horner. I guess I only had 5. Here's that Colress counting again. But
Goes
All right, I only
one,
have 5
then
because
two,
I forgot Jay.
and then 3,
Jay
and then
Horn.
4.
And then
All right, those are our
6,
8 players.
and then 9, and then 8.
We'll have biographies up for them soon, and you guys are more than welcome to really hype up whoever you guys want to see do well. Encourage them, give them words of encouragement. Make sure that you understand. Make sure that they understand how much you guys are looking forward to watching them play, and it should be an incredible experience for everybody involved, not just us. So okay, that's it for the Invitational. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. We got one last thing to do before we get into the viewer questions. You guys ready?
Actually, hold on. I want to give a shout out to V Graphics. They made our awesome art for this year. If you haven't seen that, check out our Facebook page. We have an awesome banner for this year's Top Gun Invitational. It looks incredible. So I just want to say thank you to V Graphics. Check out his Facebook page. Give him a like. He does some awesome work.
Absolutely. That the actual Invitational graphic looks really cool too. So
Yeah.
very proud of that.
Yeah, I
So-
like it a lot.
You guys ready? I'm about to jump on random.org to give us the actual order. Unless you want to do it, Pram, and if you can do it on the screen for everybody to watch. Or do you want me to just...
It's
I
random.
don't trust Pram. Someone
I'll
else
do it on
do
the
If
screen.
he does it on the screen, it's like, that's... So,
I'll do it.
no, it's
Oh,
Pram.
I'm first. Crib's last. Drew's second. Can't win no matter what.
Let's see.
The Nature Boys do not take that kind of talk.
The Nature Boys were the odds-on favorites, too. That's the funny part. You guys were the odds-on favorites. Everybody had you guys hyped up. I had you guys hyped up even. I really thought you
A
guys were going to do it.
monumental choke job.
But I knew that my team was too stacked. You guys didn't believe in my team's power.
All right.
Oh.
So,
All right, here we go. Random.org.
random.org, 1 through 5.
Yep.
And we'll have Ben B1, Drew B2, Krim B3, Kyle's 4 off B5.
Do you want to trade 4 and 1, Kyle?
So,
All right, so it's
You guys-
Ben 1, Drew 2. Who's
Krim
3?
3,
I'm 3, Kyle 4.
Kyle 4, I'm 5.
Give me a 2, baby. Give me a 2.
3.
And it's
One
4.
time 3. 3 for me. 3 is 3.
All right,
knew it.
Kyle is first
This
pick.
is bull. I know it.
Oh,
I can't
it's
see it.
How do we do? How do you want to do?
Frozen
How do we do second through fifth? Just
Wait,
keep
how do you-
going.
Yes.
You do it again, except with only
By the way,
4 numbers.
you were supposed to do it a lot easier, but that's fine.
What
You
there
do
is?
it again. You do it again with only 4 numbers.
Yeah, okay, so Ben 1, Drew 2, Krim 3, I'm 4.
Hold on. Can you give me one quick second? I can actually show you a much better way to do it.
Really? We can just redo this whole process.
Just keep going. It's be quicker.
All right, go for it.
Redo it.
All
Redo
right,
it.
we'll just keep going. We'll keep going.
Huh?
So second pick goes to Ben.
No.
I wanted 4.
All right. So Drew 1, Krim 2, I'm 3. And it's Drew. Third pick.
Ugh.
So
Oh,
Krim
come
1,
on.
I'm 2. And Krim is last pick.
Ah! What? This is rigged.
What?
You're on the wrong.
I am on the wrong
screen.
screen.
Guy rigged himself for 4th.
I didn't say he was a good guy. Rigged.
All right.
I knew it. I knew it was gonna be
Here are the
4.
list of players.
I knew I should have done this. For future reference, you're just supposed to go on list randomizer and type out our names. For future reference.
I don't know, man.
It's cool. It's no big deal.
I've never been to this website.
Redo it. I call redo.
I could.
All right.
No redo.
Redo! Let's do it!
What do you guys think? Redo?
I don't actually care.
I think there's only one winner in this one.
Huh?
Are we gonna get this started or not?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
what's
whatever.
going on?
We'll
Looking
just
at
go with the list
right
we
now.
have. We'll go with the list we have.
All right. So who's our first pick? Kyle?
That's me.
The primetime Pukas?
Uh-huh.
All right. We have the
Primetime
prime,
Poopers.
Hold
the
up, hold up.
primetime Pukas as our very first
let me
pick.
bring up a list I can throw up here.
Now, this time around, we do have 5 people, and then you do get a chance at an alternate. So you're more than welcome to start off with your very first pick, my friend.
All right, we're ready.
Yeah, you're ready.
Almost.
All right, with the wait, I gotta wait for you.
No, you're more than welcome to do it. He's just going to catch up with him.
All right, with the first overall pick in the 2013 Fantasy World Championship Top Cut Draft. I don't know if I could add in any more adjectives there. The Primetime Puka select Sammy Sakum.
Oh!
It's garbage. Rigged.
I know. I just
That was
butchered
so
Sakum's last
close.
name. I think there's an I somewhere in there.
Shakum is
Oh.
Sekkoum.
OUM.
Yeah.
Oh, I,
Now,
whatever.
all right, primetime Pukas manager Kyle Sukovich.
Yes,
You
sir.
went with a very unsurprising first pick. Is there a strategy in this?
Let's see. The guy's made top 8 of worlds, I think, 5 times. He's only missed cut 1 year. He's qualified for every year. I think he's a pretty good pick. We'll see.
Now, who did we have
Garbage
as the
pick.
first pick last time around?
Me?
Like, which player?
For
Or
Nationals?
which person got to pick first last time around?
I did.
Ram.
Pram. Okay, and he came in second place, actually.
Mhm.
So, being able to pick first really does give you a strong opportunity to take over, the draft and really, like, set the pace. So, getting the first pick, you didn't waste it with Sammy Sakum. Obviously, I'm sure he was on everybody's radar as the first pick, and you got to take it. So, overall, congratulations. You have a strong start to your fantasy draft.
Thanks.
All right, number 2 is Ben Potter, correct?
Yeah,
Ben, what's your team name?
we're the Black Ballistas.
All right.
I don't get it.
Okay.
You're going to pick a lot of Blastoise players, huh?
That's Black Kieran EX's attack.
I know what the attack is.
Okay. We're the
I was
Black
saying-
Ballistas.
I can't believe you went from the Great White Kings to the Black Ballistas.
Because we do the most damage. 200.
Yeah, okay.
I better get at least 200 points with this team. And I'm going to select Ross Coffin.
Ross Cawthon is chosen as the second overall pick in
Yeah.
the Top Cut Fantasy Draft for World Championships 2000.
You know what Ross also gets second at? Worlds. A lot.
Congratulations. That's
Twice.
actually a smart strategy, I guess. You went with the already qualified Ross Cawthon instead of somebody who might have grinded in, like, say, Ben Potter. That was a bold strategy.
Yeah, let's not go crazy.
This was a bold strategy. Ross is also known as, this is, I don't want to say this is Ross's tournament because obviously there's people who have done very, very well at World Championships, but this is where Ross usually shines.
Yeah.
He's on the grand stage. He gets to play, one of his unorthodox decks, and he tends to have really good tournaments. He really takes a lot of international players by surprise.
Mhm.
What do you have? What do you have to say about your team currently and how it stands compared
Your
to
one-player team.
Well, it's really good. He wasn't first on my board. I like Sammy a lot. He's, Exoed Swiss, I think, twice. Ross
Years in a
is,
row.
like, really solid, and, like, I don't feel like there's no way I could have gone wrong with this pick. You can't always win your fantasy draft in the first round, but you can certainly lose it.
That is very, very well said. All right, now we have our third pick, the Nature Boys, coming off of a fresh 5th place finish at the National Championships. The Nature Boys are looking to redeem themselves, and this is how they're going to begin.
All right, the Nature Boys are reloaded. We're taking Jay Hornog. Woo!
The Nature Boys quickly snap pick Jay Horning as the 3rd overall pick.
Third
Their
pick.
first
Good
pick.
choice.
We got him.
Third. Yeah.
He's good for third
I
place.
don't know how to spell Hornung.
Oh yeah. I was like, I don't get it.
It's HORNUG?
UNG.
UNG.
All right, so Jay Horning, obviously another person that's also, Sammy Sakum voted into the Top Kid Invitational. Jay Horning in the Top Kid Invitational. Ross Cawthon that close to make it into the Top Kid Invitational. 1 day less of voting, and Ross Cawthon would have been in the Invitational. So that tells us a lot about how strong these players really are and how well positioned they are coming into the Invitational.
Yeah, and just as an overview, all 3 of these guys, all 3 of these first 3 picks have qualified for every single World Championship under Nintendo.
Unbelievable. That's actually a really good stat.
Yep.
Not impressed.
Ross actually qualified for 2002 Worlds as well. So this will be his 11th Worlds, I think.
Wow. Yeah, it would be.
Yep.
Okay. Now, Michael Pramawat, do you have a team name or do you want to stick with your old one?
Pram Stackers? What's wrong with
Pram
that?
Stackers? The
Yeah.
Pram Stackers are They're
Hey man, we got second place. You know, it was a disappointing finish.
You
But
can
there's-
select Canadians now.
But I can take
Well,
what's
not
rightfully mine.
all right. Who's your first overall pick?
Let's see. You know, I'm gonna go with Dylan Bryan. He always does well. He's done well at Nets like at least 2 years in a row. He's done well at Worlds last year. He's gonna do well again. You know, he's just a strong first pick, I think.
The only guy to top 16 U.S. Nationals and Worlds past 2 years.
Yeah. Wow. You're right. Oh man.
Who did you pick?
Dylan
Dylan
Bryan.
Bryan.
Oh, okay.
I had some other picks in mind, but
Oh.
my picks are coming back to me. By the way,
Team
yours
Crimalicious, you get 2 picks in a row.
Yeah, Team Crimalicious does indeed get 2 picks in a row. You were saying, Pram?
I'm gonna have all my picks coming back to me, so let's bring it on.
Oh man, this is hard. This is really hard. All right. Well, we know what our first pick is going to be, so let's go with that. All right. For our first pick, Team Crimalicious is gambling like only Team Crimalicious knows how, and we're picking somebody who's historically done incredibly bad at the World Championships.
Oh
No.
God, you're picking Kyle.
Don't do it.
No, don't do it. Kyle's not even on my list. I'm trying not to sabotage you, Krim.
And Krim chooses to lose the
Not
fantasy
even on my
draft.
list.
No, Kyle's on no one's list for this tournament.
Oh God, I'm about to pull the trigger.
It's gonna be like Chris Biaggi.
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
For the first pick in the World Championship draft, Team Crimalicious.
4, 3,
Kyle.
2, 1.
Pick of all time.
Oh no.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's
Mark's
okay,
off
Krim.
the
It's
draft
okay, Krim.
list.
You get another pick. You get another pick.
Oh, what have I done?
Time to-
An interview. What in God's name
Okay.
possessed you to make this pick, Team Crimalicious? Given
Hold on,
the
let-
track record of this player at Worlds,
Krim,
I-
so this is an interesting strategy you've chosen to do. Are you trying to get 5th place on purpose?
I just really want to play a bad deck.
Do you wish to be humiliated?
All right, now for our second pick.
This isn't the 8th round.
Man, what have I done? Okay, for our second pick, we're picking maybe the best teenager in the world today at this game. We're picking Ryan Sablehouse. All right, now you can interview me.
all right, Krim, you've made some interesting choices with your first 2 picks. You've picked 2 players who historically have not done too well at the World Championships. What makes you think they're going to turn it around this year?
Well, the reason I didn't pick Kyle is because he didn't have any buys coming into the national championships, and I really wanted to take advantage of the buys. Kyle is known as one of the better players of all time, and even though he has fallen off quite a bit and he's nowhere near as good as he used to be, I mean, not even close. I mean, really, if you stop to think about it, he's actually pretty bad compared to how good he used to be. But he's still good, and that's what counts. And we're going with Kyle because he's our friend, and we would feel bad if he doesn't get picked, so we wanted to make him feel good. We've got nothing left to prove. We've won the national championship draft. We're on top of the world, and I really believe that this is Kyle's year, plain and simple. Now, as far as Ryan Sablehouse is concerned, we chose him as our first pick, I believe. I don't believe that I let him go second. He oh no wait I had Ross Cawthon as my first pick. My second pick though was definitely Ryan Sablehouse, and you know he did me proud. He's a very good player. And he's an incredibly good teenager. He's very well mannered, and that's exactly
Where's
the
he
kind
from?
of somewhere in the Midwest. He's from North Carolina, actually, I think, or South Carolina, one of the two. Anyways, he's very good. I mean, he did me proud at nationals, and I would feel very bad if I didn't pick him again. I think he's kind of like the cornerstone of Team Crimalicious now, and we're rallying behind him for another title. Yeah. All right. Now, as far as the second pick for Team Pram Stackers, what are we going with now?
Team Pram Stackers will draft Mike Diaz.
Good riddance. Take him.
Mike Diaz is taken as the second pick for Team Pram Stackers. Now, Mike Diaz has done incredibly well in his first year as a master. Last year, I believe he took top 4, correct?
Yes.
And now you've got him on your team. Is there a reason for this? What's the reason for this?
Well, he's a really good deck builder, so that's an important part. You know, usually if you like trace back Darkrai Mewtwo to who made it, it was Mike Diaz and his group. So, you know, and he was part. I think he was part of the group who made the Life Dew Plasma deck. So
Part of the group that caused me nationals.
you know, still coming up with cool little twists on really standard decks, and that's what it takes to win. And you know, I think he's going to do well this year.
Now you've picked 2 people from the Northeast and the United States. You've got an entire world to choose from, and you've picked 2 people from a very, very small, you know, centralized location inside of our country. Is there a reason for this, or are you more
Champions
comfortable with
breed
these guys?
other champions.
Champions breed champions. Fair. Good point. Can't argue with that. Nature Boys, your second pick.
Can I pick Ray Rizzo?
Well, I need to change my draft then. Hold up.
Wolf Click.
Rizzo is known as probably the best player to ever play the Pokemon video game, so that's funny, but keep going.
3-time world champion, yeah.
No, we'll take Dylan LeFavor. Woo! My boy.
Stealing Dylan LeFavor from you, huh?
I did.
Last time I stole Dylan LeFavor from you, and Team Crimalicious obviously succeeded with LeFavor as a definite player in his team. And now you get to reap the rewards of LeFavor being on your team. Is there a reason why you stole him from me?
Well, I wanted him on my national team, and he did pretty well there, so I had the opportunity to take him, had to snatch him.
All right. Now, there is something to be said about Sammy Sekum being the only player that's actually an international player so far. I'm going to see if this trend continues or if people are just more comfortable with people inside of their own country. But we do have an entire world's worth of players to actually pick from. So, Ben Potter, your second pick.
My second pick, this one's for you, Kyle. I'll be selecting Harrison Levin. Sniped it.
Harrison Levin is taken as the 9th overall pick and Team Black Ballista's second pick. That's a strong pick. He took second place at the World Championships last year. He is a Top Cut Invitational member. Thoughts?
200,000 championship points.
That's slightly more than Jay.
Yeah. I don't think he has the most, though, right?
Probably not in the world, but I think in the
Dylan
US.
Bryan has the most.
He might.
Henry Pryor has a ton too, no?
He's like
Harrison's got the
Not
most
as
because he
much
had
as
500 from Worlds.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, Harrison, he's a monster. All he does is win. He wakes up in the morning, eats wins for breakfast, and then he goes out for a run, which he finds wins laying on the sidewalk, and he picks some of them up because he doesn't need all of them because he has so many wins. And he'll continue getting wins.
Fair enough. Team Black Ballistas takes a bold pick, or maybe not so bold, depending on how you look at it, in Harrison Levin. Now, the Primetime Pukas have their second pick and their third.
Yeah, this is really tough. There are a lot of people to choose from. And Worlds is a really unpredictable event. We see people come out of nowhere to do really well pretty much every year. I'm really struggling to find another person to pick. Well, not to find a person to pick, but to make the right pick here. Lots of people with great histories. I think I got to go with Frank Diaz.
Frank Diaz is taken as the
God.
Take
Primetime
mine,
Pukas'
take
second
yours.
pick.
Huh?
Now you decided to split up the brother combo. Both of these players are probably known as the two best, the best brother combo to play this game. Them and the Sable Houses. You chose to take Frank Diaz here. Is there a reason why you, first of all, picked him so highly, and second of all, split him up from his brother?
I think he's got a pretty good track record at Worlds. He does have a third place finish or top 4. Lost
It
to
was
Pram.
He got
It was
third. Yeah.
Yeah, Pram would know.
I know everything about that year.
He is a veteran player, and he had a good run at U.S. Nationals as well. So I really think that he's got a good shot to win this year. He's got a proven track record, and especially at Worlds, he does really well. And he's in the tournament. I got to think he's one of the favorites to go deep.
Fair enough. Now for your third pick.
This is where it gets tough, because I'm not going to be able to pick for a while. I want to start picking some international players, but they're kind of a risk because I don't know a whole lot about them. So I might have to stick with U.S. players that I'm more familiar with. I wish there were more rounds, actually. But for my third round pick, I'm going to go with Jeremy Jalen from the great state of Arizona.
Jeremy Jalen, known as the best currently active player in Arizona today. And Jeremy's got an incredible track record at these major events. I believe he top 16 the U.S. Nationals Championship this time around.
Yep.
He's top
And last
8'd.
year.
Yeah, he
last
top
year.
8'd World Championships 2 years ago, I believe.
2011, yeah.
2011, yep. And last year he top 16 at the U.S. Nationals as well. So, I mean, he's an up-and-coming Jay Horning, an up-and-coming Tom Dolzel. He really does have an incredible track record at these major events, and can't go wrong with him. Congratulations on a very solid pick. And he is, I believe, the very first member of On the Bubble to be taken, unless Harrison Levin's considered an actual On the Bubble member.
Kind of is. He was using it on the bubble mat against me.
I'm surprised you didn't go like, he's a future Josue Rojano.
No. He can't. He's not going to
No,
get
he's
that.
in Worlds.
Oh yeah.
All right, so can I erase my first pick now, or
Nope. Once we're too far gone.
all right?
You're locked
so,
in, buddy. That's a dead pick.
All right, Black Ballistas, you have a third pick now.
With the third pick, I will select. I don't know.
It's tough.
It's very tough.
Tommy Roberts from the UK.
No, that's not fair. Oh, Tommy Roberts, a player from the United Kingdom. He is the second player from the United Kingdom to be picked this time around, and he's actually the second international player to be picked at our fantasy draft this time around. So really, it's been a United States and United Kingdom type of tournament so far. Tommy Roberts, an incredibly good player, does very solidly at the World Championships. He seems to almost always top cut. What do you think?
Well, I've been to Worlds all the years that I've been around. I haven't played in all of them, but Tommy's always there at Worlds competing. I know he's a good player. He always shows up. I mean, with his game face.
He shows up.
He's always there, like Kyle.
He's gonna show up with his A team, his A game, and he's gonna do well.
The A team is going to play in the VGC.
Now, there's a lot to be said for nobody taking any players that are going to be grinding in. There are some incredible players such as Jason
Hey, man, we
Klasinski,
got 2 rounds to go.
Tsukiyoshi Yamato,
2.5.
Ben Potter, that have yet to be chosen. And the fact that none of these players have been picked yet means that people are trying to play it safe. They're trying to just earn points the safe way. And Potter, you've taken Tommy Roberts. You've taken kind of a little bit of a stab in the dark because we don't have very much information on him, but he's a very good player. He's had good results, and congratulations on your pick. Nature Boys, your third pick.
All right. Do we know which Japanese players are going?
We
No.
have a list of them,
Gamble, that's why
I
we have
would
it all.
think
but I
any of
didn't
them
recognize any of the
qualified.
names, unfortunately.
Any that are on the
Yuki Matsuda has
qualified
not
list, I
qualified.
would assume that they're playing.
I don't see.
And-
Yuta has not qualified that I know.
Nope.
No, Yuta. All right, I'm gonna go with Shintaro off the Japanese list.
Shintaro
I feel him. I feel him.
Shin Taro.
We're going to have to watch out for this player named
Shintaro I.
Taro I.
Why is that funny, Ben?
Who's Shintaro? Come on, Drew. You're just picking one of them.
Some might question his choice to pick a random Japanese player over two tried and true legends in Yamato
Why
and
Japanese?
Yuta
Like-
Matsuda. These players are all but known to be able to. These players are all but like secured to be grinding into the world championships.
way,
These guys have a
it's-
great track record, huh?
Shintaro.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
So somebody might question your tactic here. I understand that you wanted to go with an international player, and I understand that you believe that Japan is one of the strongest countries when it comes to international play. And the fact that they have, their sets ahead of ours really does give them a leg up on the competition. I get that, and I agree with you there. And Shintaro has to be very good at this game in order to be able to be qualified for the World Championships, especially from such a difficult country to qualify from. These are all very, very good reasons to be able to pick Shintaro. However, the choice really comes down to why did you pick them over Yamato, over Yuta Matsuda, the two tried and true legends of the game?
Well,
Sure.
I had some scouts over there in Japan sending me some info, so our farm system really thought Shintaro was the play for the Nature Boys. He was ready to be promoted to the squad, and here he is, called into duty for Worlds. I know Yamato and Yuta. Yamato's gonna be getting ready for the Top Cut Invitational. His focus is not gonna be on Worlds where it should be, and Yuta. The grinder, I just don't feel confident in someone going through that consistently. So we decided to go with Shintaro.
Even with such a big point bonus, I mean, really, if they qualify through the grinder, they're basically double their points almost right off the bat if they would have top 16'd. So that's a big jump.
He'll be around later. I don't expect you guys to pick him. Shintaro though, that's the pick.
The Nature Boys have boldly picked Shintaro I to represent them at the World Championships.
You
We're
don't
gonna
even
have
know
to
his last
this
name,
whole
do you?
pick.
You have no idea what his last name is.
Do you know it?
No idea.
Hopefully, someone could fill us in on his last name. I'll have to talk to Franco maybe.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, you boldly picked them. It's going to be very interesting to see exactly how well Shintaro does. I'm going to keep my eyes open for him on the standings. And I wish you the best of luck, Nature Boys, because the second time you lose becomes a lot worse than the first time. I'll tell you that much. All
We
right.
got nothing to lose. Our backs against the wall.
All right,
The
Ram
fourth pick.
Stackers.
Pram Stackers
Fourth pick,
for our
Pram
third pick. We've picked champions and potential champions. We're gonna keep with that trend, and we're gonna pick Igor Costa.
Oh! Oh, man. He goes with Igor Costa, another player that I was about to pick. Unbelievable. They're sniping me left and right here.
This guy, he's won
Oh,
Portugal Nats since the day he was born. So he's been drenched in championships, and he looks at Worlds and sees just another victory.
Fair enough. You can't argue with the current world champion either. He took down Harrison Levin in an incredible series. He's the defending champion. He's also going to be in the Top Cut Invitational. He's got a very busy weekend planned ahead of him, and he's also going to be representing Pram Stackers. So that's a lot of pressure on this boy.
Yeah,
this man.
he has so many trophies. He actually had to box them up, and put them in their own room, and then to make room for the new trophies that keep coming in. They just keep coming.
All right. Now we do have word, I believe.
Oh, we got his last name.
That might
Maybe
be
not.
him. I'm not sure.
All right. We don't have
We
word
can't-
yet. We don't have word yet. We're continuing.
Can't confirm that.
I'll put a question mark.
We cannot confirm.
All right. I guess it's back to Team Crimalicious, the defending champion, Team Crimalicious.
Hey, you got 2 picks.
All right. Team Crimalicious is going to pick Diego Casiraga from Argentina as its third pick, not overall.
How do you say his last name again?
Casiraga, that's C-A, I want to say 1S, might be 2, but whatever, we'll go with 1. I-R-R-A-G-A.
Okay.
Diego has been around.
IRAGA.
Yeah.
And a bunch of lines over a lot of those letters.
Now, Diego has been around for a very long time. He might not be a player that a lot of American players recognize. He is from Argentina. He's been doing incredibly well at the World Championships. He went as far as to take top 8 at, I want to say the 2007 Championships. Oh, I had it. I actually knew it.
I
But,
think so.
yeah, I want to say it's the 2007 Championships. Diego's been known as not only a very funny and kind guy, but a guy that really takes the game very seriously. and he is somebody who will just be out for the victory right away. That's what he's hoping to get. He's not hoping to get a really good record and be happy and be proud or whatever. He's trying to take it home for Argentina. And he has been somebody that I've been looking out for a very long time. So I'm looking forward to having Diego represent my team. I understand that my team might look a little random to you guys. I do have somebody that's known as the biggest tank in World Championship history. I have a relatively unknown Diego Casiraga, and I have Ryan Sablehouse, who's also known to not perform too well at World Championships. But
hey man, I made top 16 9 years ago.
That's like me saying I made third place, 12 years ago.
Lost to some punk with a Blaziken deck.
Hey, if you start claiming top 16, I'm going to start claiming my third place finish, all right? So
I did make top 16. What are you talking about?
All right, then I took third place. You can't even talk bad about me anymore. The STS might as well be the World Championships. It was the World Championships back in the day. I can claim it all I want.
I'm not saying you didn't take third place at STS.
World Championships, thank you very much.
Mine was actually a World Championship.
Mine might as well have been.
It said Pokemon World Championships 2004. Sugiyoshi Yamato was the 2004 World Champion. I played in that tournament. I lost to him in the Swiss rounds.
What was your Swiss round record?
I had 4 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws.
So wait, that didn't qualify you into the top 16?
Yes, I made top 16.
Oh yeah, duh.
I beat a Japanese player in top 32, and then I lost to Drew.
All right, well, here we go. We're bailing Drew out here because it looked like he was, ready for tanking, but Josue Rojano and Team Crimalicious are proud to announce their fourth pick at the World Championship Draft. It's going to be none other than Sugiyoshi Yamato. Sugiyoshi Yamato, a player that has to actually qualify in through the grinder, is going to be taken for Team Crimalicious. This is obviously a big gamble. Crimalicious is really hoping to really strike it big with Yamato. There's no middle ground here. He's either going to earn Team Crimalicious a whole lot of points, or he's going to give us the big goose egg. And that's kind of what we're hoping for here. We're really relying on Yamato to pull a lot of the weight for Kyle Sukovic. So that's it for Team Crimalicious' 4th pick. Now we're going back to Pram Stackers.
All right. Let's see. Pram Stackers will, for our 4th overall pick, we're going to pick the guy from South Korea.
His name is?
I don't know. I don't have the list up.
Chan Park?
Yes.
Wait, let me look. Yeah, it's Chan Park.
All right. Chan Park has a history of, his whole nation are just full of winners. They compete in everything related to games, and they just win. And I see Chan being no different.
Okay. I'm a little speechless. That's fine.
I mean, look at the nation's track record of video game victories, and it's gonna transfer over to Pokemon. Oh, easy.
So you believe that this nation really breeds winners when it comes to this stuff, and you want to give South Korea a shot?
Oh yeah,
they're very competitive players.
That, and I don't know who else to draft.
All right. So that's fair enough. Chan Park, another relative unknown player. We're gonna really be interested in seeing how well he does, and if he's maybe a better pick than somebody like Jason Klaczynski, who you would also be taking a big gamble on. So, fair enough. Pram Stackers take the Chan Park as their 4th pick. Nature Boys, you do have the 4th pick now, and by the way, Sugiyoshi Yamato's with a GU, not GI.
Sugu.
Yeah.
Sugiyoshi.
All right. The Nature Boys are doubling down. Give us Hideki S from Japan.
The Nature Boys have now doubled down on their Japanese picks. The Nature Boys really do believe that Japan has the strongest nation when it comes to this stuff. and maybe they're just underrepresented when it comes to
They are.
players.
What's his name?
Best players in the world. They just not given the credit they deserve.
He-
They don't have enough people that are allowed to qualify and come over and play in Worlds. And I think the representatives they send over are the best of the best.
What's his name again?
It's Hideki.
Hideki
S.
Yes.
S.
So Hideki is going to be representing
Hideki.
the now, I mean, it's half Asian team of Nature Boys.
Yep.
It's
Stacked, baby. We're stacked.
that's incredible.
You should be the fan
The Nature Boys
stackers.
truly do represent their Japanese counterparts. So, Black Ballistas, on you.
Black Ballista select none other than two-time world champion Jason Klasinski.
Jason Klasinski is now taken out of the grinder. He is going to be the Black Ballistas are going to be gambling here on Jason Klasinski. He needs to actually qualify through the last chance qualifier, much like Sugiyoshi Yamato picked before him, and he has to now basically add an additional day to his play. That it's a very grinding tournament, and your choice to pick Jason Klasinski really represents how well how highly you think of this player.
Oh yeah, definitely. First-hand experience. I played Jason at Nationals. I knocked him out of that. Hopefully, I don't have to do the same thing in the last chance qualifier.
That's actually a very fair point. And Jason Klasinski does have to watch out for his team member.
Hey, let me tell you, I knocked out one of my own team members. That is not fun. Knowing that I pretty much lost the draft immediately after my top cut round because I knocked my own player out.
Let's hope that that situation never falls upon the Black Ballistas. So congratulations on your fourth pick. A lot of people would consider him a steal. Some people would just choose not to gamble with the grinder, but you chose to do it, and hopefully it pays off for you. Now your fourth and finally your fifth pick, Primetime Pukas.
I have literally 20 people that I would want to pick still. We really should consider doing more rounds next time. But for my fourth pick, I want to go with Clifton Go from the country of Singapore.
Clifton Go from Singapore is now getting picked. Now we're starting to pick a lot more international players. Is there a reason why you chose Clifton Go for example?
Yeah, he actually top cut worlds last year. He is a very solid player. I think he actually communicates a lot with the American players. He is definitely one of the up-and-coming players in the game. I think he's got a lot of potential, and I just think I'm glad to have him on my team.
I'm glad to see everyone but Kyle roll the dice on our fourth pick.
Mine's a
Playing to win,
shoe.
man.
Now,
I
the
didn't roll the dice.
Primetime Pukas, they're really selecting a very solid list. You have Sammy Sekum on your team. You have Frank Diaz. You have Jeremy Jalen, and now you have Clifton Go. That's a very, very solid 4 players. You have 1 pick left to go. You have got to be feeling really good about your chances right now.
Yeah, looking over at the list, I don't know the last name of 2 of Drew's players. We got 2 guys qualifying through the LCQ, a guy from South Korea. I got.
Listen, he's a champion.
He is a champion. I'll give you that.
Even if he's not a champion, I'm sure he's related somehow to a champion.
What?
Moving on.
Looks like I don't know if it's his brother, but there's another Park in the senior division who also is going to come to Worlds from South Korea. So looks like his family is they're winners. So I got to say that's probably a good pick. All right, but for my 5th and final pick, I'm going to go with a staple member of the Primetime Pukas, and that is Ray Cipoletti.
A staple member of the Primetime Pukas. You round out your team with somebody who did not let you down at the national championships. One of the very few players who didn't. Ray Cipoletti. How do you feel about your team now that it's rounded out, except for the alternate?
I feel pretty good. I think we got a mix of proven players and some up-and-coming guys who are really hungry and looking to prove themselves. So I'm very optimistic. Hopefully this goes better than the Nationals draft where I barely beat Drew by 5 points. I'm looking to win this time.
Fair enough. The Primetime Pukas really do feel very strong right now. Ray Cipoletti, another member of the American I don't even want to say American team because they're not, it's not a team, but
No,
another U.S. citizen. And by the way, it's stipulated with a single L, Bram. Sammy Sekoum, Frank Diaz, Jeremy Jalen, Clifton Go, Ray Cipolleti, they make up the Primetime Spookus starting lineup. Black Ballistas, you have Ross Cawthon, Harrison Levin, Tommy Roberts, and Jason Klasinski. Who is your fifth pick?
My fifth pick, when I'm envisioning fantasies in my head, he is a player that's going to do extremely well, and I know he's going to take it home for my team, and that is Dustin Zimmerman.
Dustin Zimmerman is being
bad pick.
picked.
Your pick.
Dustin Zimmerman is being picked as the fifth pick for the Black Ballistas. Dustin Zimmerman is from the Midwest area. I can actually say that to be right this time.
He's a teenager.
He was a teenager at one point, and he's done extremely well at smaller events. But when it comes to nationals and worlds, he's might not have the best resume around. He's done okay at nationals, but when it comes to world championships, he really hasn't really broken through. Is there a reason that you chose to pick him?
This year's the year. This guy's good. I know he's good. I've played against him. He's a friend, and he's going to kick some butt.
You heard it here first. Dustin Zimmerman out to kick some butt for the Black Ballistas. The Nature Boys have their fifth pick. They started off with Jay Hornan, Dalen Lefebvre, Shintaro I, and Hideki S. Who is the fifth pick for the Nature Boys?
All right, it is in Canada, so we're going to go with the homebred Chase Maloney.
Strong
Chase
pick.
Maloney from Canada.
He's a master now.
It's,
Does that
last
mean that
year's
he's
senior
the
world
player?
champion.
Wow. Last year's senior world champion. Obviously invited to the world championships this year around. How do you feel about your team now?
Oh, they have to get a proven winner, and I think Canada is going to rise to the challenge. They're going to defend their turf, and I think someone's going to go far.
All right. Well, a lot of people would say that there's nowhere to go but up for your team. But I beg to differ. I think that there's a very solid chance that your team can stay exactly where it's at right now.
No way. No way. We got this.
Now, you do know that Team Crimalicious was the champion, and Team Crimalicious is going to give the Nature Boys the walk of shame, if you will. How do you feel about your chances against Team Crimalicious now?
Who's on your team?
Oh, that's right. That's right. I got nothing but
Who's
winners
on your team?
I got 4 people who I'm very proud of on my team. I feel like my team is very strong again.
I got this in the bag. I had sleepers, man.
All right. So the Nature Boys have rounded out their starting lineup. We're down to the Pram Stackers.
All right.
They have Dylan Bryan, Mike Diaz, Igor Costa, and Chan Park. They have a world champion on their team. How are they going to round out this powerful team?
Well, Pram Stackers, we went for champions and we went for potential champions. So we're going to keep on that trend, and we're going to take Sam Chen, in a battle of strategy. He's probably one of the smartest people out there, so we're going with hopefully this being a strategic game.
Now, Sam Chen is another player.
And intelligence matters, hopefully.
Sam Chen is another player from the Northeast area. He joins Dylan Bryan and Mike Diaz from that area as well. Sam Chen is, honestly, he really hasn't performed extremely well at these large events, but he's also relatively new. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. It'll be interesting to see if he can, kind of shake those jitters out of the way and really pull through. Team Pram Stackers got a good team on your hands.
I know. Our fourth pick was our best pick.
Chan Park is indeed a very good pick.
Yes.
From the country of South Korea, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Now, Team Crimalicious is actually not named Team Crimalus, regardless of how you choose to spell this. Crimalicious is CRIMMILICOUS.
Whatever, man.
Oh, wait, no. CIOUS.
You messed up spelling it too. Don't even give me give me grief about
Look how hard this team is to spell. All right, so we have
Why'd you
Kyle
pick such a
Sukovich.
complicated name?
Kyle Sukovich, Ryan Sablehouse, Diego Casiraga, and Tsugiyoshi Yamato on Team Crimalicious. This team is actually incredibly stacked, regardless of what people decide to think about it. I understand that people started to believe that starting with Diego Casiraga and going to Tsugiyoshi Yamato, I started to gamble a little bit more than maybe people were comfortable with me doing. But I actually disagree. And I'm going to go with my fifth pick to round out my starting lineup. The last participating member of the Top Cut Invitational, I believe. Yes, Jay Witz is not going to be playing at the World Championships. We're going to be going with Edmund Curris from the United States, our national champion, player from California, younger player from California. I've said enough about him as it is this time around, and I don't think I have to say any more. He's rounding out my team.
We had a 6th round. This feels like there's not enough people.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we have an alternate.
Like an actual 6th round.
But what if Yamato doesn't? Oh, okay. I'm just kidding.
Whoa, wait. To clarify, the alternate, that if he doesn't grind in, like, he still showed up. You don't get an alternate.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Anyways, we'll go with the sixth pick. We're actually just gonna have a 6-man starting lineup, no alternate this time around. And I guess I get to pick mine first.
Yeah.
Man, Sam Liggett. Sam Liggett didn't do me bad. You already picked him.
Yeah, round 6.
Chris Wynn. Okay, I'm debating between 3 players, and I'll say them. That way we're all on the same page. I have Brett Pibis, Chris Wynn, and Sam Liggett on my radar. All 3 of those players I feel are very deserving. I think all 3 of those players are very strong, and I'm gonna go with my gut. My gut says Sam Liggett.
That's indecisive.
My gut says Sam Liggett.
Strong pick.
Yeah, I think so too. He did very well for me in a different draft. I didn't pick him in our draft, but I picked him in another draft, and obviously he took top 4. So he also helped me win that draft. And I feel like he deserves to finally make it to the big leagues. He deserves to make it to the Top Cut Invitational or the Top Cut World Championship.
Welcome.
So that's it for my team. Team Crimalicious is finally complete. We have Kyle Sukovich, Ryan Sablehouse, Diego Casiraga, Tsugiyoshi Yamato, Edmund Curris, and Sam Liggett on Team Crimalicious. That is it for my lineup. Pram Stackers, pick your final player.
Oh man, I was not expecting this to go further.
I know what you're picking.
I guess I got a default. I guess it wouldn't be a team on Pram Stackers.
And he's about to take his team, boys. Here we go.
If Pram wasn't on the team. So Pram Stackers, as his 6th unexpected pick, takes on Michael Pramawat.
Michael Pramawat is now a member. He's now the water boy of Team Pram Stackers. Congratulations.
That's a strong pick. He's got a proven track record at the World Championships.
We picked champions and potential champions. Pram is definitely a potential champion. If it wasn't for like a 1 in like 20 chance of things happening, Pram would have been a champion. But he's hungry for a victory, and he's gonna do the team well.
Now I can't help but ask you the question that's on everybody's mind. Pram's had a very lackluster year this time around. Some would say that he's washed up. Some would say that he's not the player that he used to be. Some would say that his luck just ran out. And he came off a very, very poor performance at the National Championships. He cost his team, Pram Stackers, maybe even the victory. And now you added him to the roster again. I mean, I have to wonder. Maybe there's a little bit of bias here.
Well, we went with the theme of champions and potential champions, and after we looked at all the potential candidates, and there was an unexpected 6th pick. After all, he wasn't on the list, but he just barely made it. It was on the top of the maybes to be picked. So we had to dig deep and pick our maybe champion.
All right, and you dug very deep indeed. Congratulations on
You know,
rounding out your roster.
he also had a very unlucky year, but you know, when he was backed into a corner, he still ended up getting his invite. So we that's what we did. We didn't take any gambles on people going through the LCQ. We went with people who are all in the World Championships, all have an equal shot at winning this tournament.
Fair enough. There's no buys this time around, so it's a sound strategy. Pram Stackers includes Dylan Bryan, Mike Diaz, Igor Costa, Chan Park, Sam Chen, and Michael Pramawat. That's it for the Pram Stackers.
Pram's last 3 years are top 8, top 32, and second. So, and then what? A top 32 in 09.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
He ran out of luck. Remember, that's part of the
story.
The speech that I gave earlier.
That's part of the story.
Yeah, but I mean, his bad luck is in nationals. At Worlds, he just always runs hot.
I'm very good once the format's been figured out.
Fair points. Now the Nature Boys have Jay Horning, Dylan LeFevre, Shintaro I, Hideki S, and Chase Maloney. How do they round out their team?
All right, we're gonna go with my boy Asa. Round out the team.
I don't think
Asa
he's gonna be
Juntunen?
He's not what?
He's
there. I don't think
qualified.
he's going.
He's not going. All right, hold on.
Someone might have to confirm that, but I'm pretty sure I heard he's not going.
Oh my goodness. Are you really sabotaging Team Criminalistas right now?
There's more people on the Japanese list.
Hold on, let me scroll.
I knew there was no
In
more.
that case, we're going. Let me make sure I didn't already pick him. All right, we'll go Junichi K.
Okay, I will spell that.
I know how to spell it.
Okay.
He is going? I guess Essa is going.
Oh, well, back it up, back it up.
Okay, I'm gonna need help with Asa's last name because
ESA and then Juntunen.
Junten
UNEN.
UNEN. Because I know how to say it, I just don't know how to spell it.
Maybe pretty upset if Junichi wins though.
So, the Nature Boys had a little bit of trouble picking their final pick, but they did indeed settle on Asa Juntunen, a previous member of the Top Cut Invitational. He is a very good player from what country is this? Norway?
Finland?
Finland. My apologies.
I don't know.
Very, very good player, and congratulations on rounding out your team, the Nature Boys. Jay Horning, Dylan LeFevre, Shintaro I, Hideki S, Chase Maloney, Asa Juntunen. Black Ballistas, final pick.
All right, the Black Ballista's final pick. We're gonna select Rachel D from the United States. I think it's Dylan.
Rachel
Yeah.
Dell's right.
I think she got her invite through the Last Chance for Championship points. I think I played a Magic draft with her, and I like her chances to do extremely well at this tournament.
Now, Rachel's actually had an incredible year this time around. I've seen her name posted pretty much everywhere, starting with something as small as, I believe, the City Championships. So she's had a great run. I remember speaking to various members of TPCI while we were walking the lanes while people were playing their matches, and Rachel's name kept coming up. She's well known, and she's this might be her breakout year. So.
She's from Arizona.
Mm-hmm. And she's got a great run ahead of her apparently. So Black Ballistas taking the very first female player on our fantasy draft, and they round out the team with Ross Cawthon, Harrison Levin, Tommy Roberts, Jason Klasinski, Dustin Zimmerman, and Rachel Dillon. Congratulations to Team Black
winning
Ballistas.
draft! Yay!
All right, Primetime Pukas, you have Sammy Sekoum, Frank Diaz, Jeremy Jalen, Clifton Go, and Ray Cipoletti. Who is your final member?
It's really tough. I got a lot of great players to choose from. Most of my team has been from the U.S., though, so I'm going to step outside, and I'm going to go with the Norwegian national champion, David Hovland Jensen. Mainly because I want to make Pram sell it.
David,
I was gonna say good luck,
I got David H.
I'll give it to you in the chat. All right.
All right. So You chose somebody who, again, not a lot of American players will recognize, but he is the Norwegian national champion. What kind of a track record do you know about him, or do you have on him?
I did an interview with him. I think he's been playing for a little while. It seems like a pretty consistent player, and he won the Norwegian national championship, which was one of the first ones with the newest set, and he won it with Gothitelle Excelgor. So I think he's got a good understanding of the metagame, and hey, I think we're going to step outside the box here, take a player from a country that doesn't get a lot of representation, and we'll give it a shot.
Fair enough. Very well said. Very well picked. Primetime Pukas have Sammy Sekoum, Frank Diaz, Jeremy Jalen, Clifton Go, Freysa Paletti, and David Hallen Jensen. Congratulations to Team Primetime's Pukas. We have now picked our entire lineup for this year's World Championship Draft. Congratulations to the people that were picked. And honestly, there was so many players to choose from from every different part of the world.
There were over 250 invites this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I'm sure that that we're gonna have a very interesting World Championship, and we're gonna cover them pretty well as we can. And I'm really looking forward to seeing really who comes out on top. Team Crimmalicious is our defending champion. Looking strong, honestly. I know that there's a lot of people there's a lot of naysayers when it came to Team Crimmalicious's first two picks, but we're confident. We have playing power more than championship power behind us. We chose people who we know can play the game at an extremely high level, and we feel like they can win the world championships at any given time, and that's what we go for. We go for the big numbers. We go for for our second place finishers. We go for our first place finishers. That's the kind of points that we're trying to accumulate for our team. So with Sugiyoshi Yamato on my team, I'm sure that we're gonna have some fireworks coming. So that's it for the national championship or the world championship draft. Thanks everybody for watching that part. We're gonna take a short break, and then we're gonna take a few of your guys' answers. Obviously, the show went very long.
Your answers are questions.
Yes, a few of your guys' answers. We'll have the questions. Kyle, you can obviously remind everybody of whatever that famous wrestling quote is. You've got the questions, I've got the answers, whatever.
What?
Oh, come on. Roddy Piper. Anyways, short
Bagpipes.
break. We'll be back.
Showing your age, man. Showing your age.
Boss is boss.
Ouch.
Boss is
Are we gonna
boss.
start doing this now?
It's boss.
I'm a real American. All right, guys. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
I think I know wrestling moves like